Again, so let's talk about Bitcoin. As you can see here, Bitcoin is well tested resistance, and that is something that's actually we were expecting, right? So Bitcoin actually last week we were looking for this actually test to the support, right? In my case, I opened a long position at $109,000 around here, and I closed my position exactly here. Yeah, why? Because well, that was my target. That was my target. Very simple. Of course, I was thinking Bitcoin could test the resistance around 118. To be honest, I wasn't expecting that will be like right now. I'm very fast, but yeah, never mind. I cannot complain because so far actually my system of trading is working actually very good. So let me show you here. We have multiple signals here. We have the buy signal here, and also we have a sell signal here, buy signal here. So far, actually, Bitcoin, my system of trading is working very good, very good. I cannot complain. Now, Bitcoin, the buy signal is still present here. Something very interesting here. I want to see the close today. OBB is or forming a better divergence, right? In OBB. Or if you see the close today with the OBB breaking this high of September, we can expect a breakout. Yeah, I will be very bullish looking for a potential new ATA. But if somehow Bitcoin gets rejected right now from $118,000 around this area, of course it's gonna print a better divergence, and that is gonna be the trigger to see a massive breakdown. So we still have timing on the chart, maybe 3 days more. Right now, what I'm doing? Well, because technically speaking, for me, Bitcoin is just playing ping pong, right? I am buying buying support, selling resistance. It's very simple, very simple. There is no trend. There is no trend right now in one day chart. Bitcoin just, as you can see, the moving average are flat, right? So there is no trend. Bitcoin right now is just in sideways. So all of this area from 119 to 117 is resistance. Bitcoin is testing resistance right now. Is not actually breaking out, not yet. Okay, so you think like because now this high is higher than this one, well, it's positive, yeah, but we have to wait at least 12 hours. I think a little bit more, maybe 1 day, to see actually confirmation. And also we need to see a breakout, a serious breakout doing something like this. So I'm talking about like Bitcoin must hit today, tomorrow, maximum $123,000, $124,000 and potential their new ATA. And yeah, if we see that breakout here, potentially in the next pullback, I'm gonna just continue follow the trend, looking for more. I will be bullish, right? Looking for this kind of continuation. But right now, because I don't have a crystal ball, right, the only thing I can tell you is Bitcoin is in sideways right now, is still in sideways, technically in sideways, where this area is resistance, and also all of this area is support, right? Is support. So I am playing this game, buying here, selling here, buying here, selling here. And you know what I'm doing right now? I am in short at $118,600. That's my position, because I know from 10 potential breakouts, only 3 are real. So I have 70% of probabilities to see Bitcoin actually getting rejected here. Okay, so that's why it's very easy, the risk management. My next target again is gonna be around 109,000 or 110 potentially, yes, because the volume profile is very, very, very simple. Actually, this is the best area to enter in short, at least in my opinion. The risk management is very simple, very straightforward. The next bar here in volume profile is around 121. So here is my target. Here is actually my stop loss. If Bitcoin right now he just pumps to 121, I'm gonna get stopped. I don't have any issues about it because risk management is the most important thing, and the risk and reward ratio is extremely good. It is actually 4.35. So if I am right, I can lose. If I am wrong, I will lose maybe 1.50%. But if I am right, I will make around 8%. So the risk and reward is extremely good. That's why don't buy and don't enter in the middle of the market, in the middle of the range, sorry. Never enter in this area, never enter in the middle, because your risk and reward is going to be 1-to-1. So 50-50, right? 50-50. Here, your probabilities are higher when you are short in resistance or you are in long in support. That is the game. This is the game. Now I am just playing ping pong, playing ping pong strategy until actually I get wrecked. I mean, that means Bitcoin just pumps like a crazy and I gotta stop it. Yeah. But to be honest, I don't think so. I think that is not gonna happen, at least not now. And I'm gonna explain this live stream why. First of all is, as you can see, there is no trend, right? Second thing, there is not enough volume to push Bitcoin right now, and we have multiple bearish variances here in BSA or BB. What is telling me? This move, it could be potentially a fake pump, okay? Now, because the volume is still not strong, I am still looking for a potential pullback all the way down potentially to 114k, 115k, and potentially again 110. Okay, that is actually something I'm expecting, of course, because I am trading sideways, not my system. Remember, my system is I adapted my system to trade in two directions, when it's trending and when it's in sideways. So that's why now I'm applying the rules when it's in sideways. Okay. So right now here, let me show you in 4-hour chart. In 4-hour chart, the volume is very healthy, beautiful volume, right? But I have bad news for you. This volume is only in 4-hour chart, so it's gonna be valid maybe only just today and tomorrow. Yeah, in the short term, is very bullish, beautiful. But because it's 4-hour chart, I don't know. I will be very careful here. So right now here in curve, as you can see, we have a potential bearish variance forming here, and also the DX is still positive. Potentially we could see negative. We see a close below 118, I think. You'll see maybe the slope getting negative. So if you're in long position around $109,000, you're in an extremely good position just to wait and see. Wait and see. Move your stop, protect your entry, protect your capital. Remember, protect your capital, and wait for a potential breakout. If you see Bitcoin getting rejected and with a sell signal maybe for our chart, that is the time to close maybe your position, because maybe Bitcoin will be in sideways for more time. Now let's continue in 1-hour chart, because maybe you want to trade right now. In 1-hour chart, as you can see here, we have the DX positive here. It's still strong here, but it's very far away from the ME55. So for me, it's not crazy to start thinking we could see a pullback in the short term, 115k potentially. Volume is healthy in 1-hour chart as well. But here's the trick. Let me show you the 12-hour chart. 12-hour chart is actually showing something very interesting here. Yeah, we have here the volume and also forming a bearish variance in 12-hour chart, plus potentially forming a bearish variance in 1-day chart. So just saying, potentially this could be a bull trap. Okay. Anyway, I don't open longs in resistance, so always I short resistance. This is very simple. If you are bullish and you are looking for to the moon here, I'm gonna buy all in. Well, my friend, you are making a huge mistake. No, you don't open short or longs in resistance, and this is resistance, this is resistance, this is resistance. All of this area is resistance. If you want to open longs, you have to wait for the area to be tested. This is the area of longs. You see? So I don't see Bitcoin right now pumping or having a breakout, because I don't see the conditions right now. I could be wrong, of course, yes. The way how I know I am wrong is because I will get a stop it. If Bitcoin, as I said before, if you see Bitcoin at $21,000, that means you can say, Leo lose the trade. Yes, you're right. Here is my stop loss. Here is my entry. Remember, here is my entry. Exactly here is my entry. Right now, where Bitcoin is right now, is my entry. Okay, so if you see this line here, maybe this price maybe in the following days, that means I lost the trade, and I am totally fine with that, because actually in this trade I won this trade, I won this trade, and potentially I can lose here. It's fine if I lose this trade, I don't care. Yeah, because I cannot win all the time. I need to take losses. It's part of my system. The probability is only 60%, 65%. So that means for every 10 trades, I'm gonna lose at least 3 or 4. Of course, if I follow the rules, right? So what I'm doing right now, I am following the rules, of course, for a sideways market, not trending market. Okay. Now let's continue with more. Now let's talk about the monthly. We have a new monthly close, and we want to know what is going on with Bitcoin right now. As you can see here, the ADX is very bullish, is very strong here, but what happened with the volume? With the volume, actually, we have a better variance, as you can see here in the monthly, right? So this thing is making new highs in the price, but the volume is actually telling us this move since the around maybe 94, 95 is not actually very healthy, and also the volatility is contracting. So this is telling me Bitcoin finally is is not pumping harder anymore. So actually I am looking for sideways market here and potential crash in the long term. Yeah, because we have the sell signal, and the only thing is missing is just the ADX negative, and when you see that, game over. So Bitcoin, actually the close this month was actually very healthy, not the best, but at least in September the support of $107,000 was defended very well. As I said before, below $107,000, game over. So as long as Bitcoin is above $107,000, I am bullish. Well, conservative, right? I am kind of bullish. And also, if you want to see continuation, you have to see Bitcoin closing above 118. Actually, this level, $118,000, you have to see weekly close, and potentially, yes, we could see a new all-time high. It's in the cards. Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's in the cards, yes, but probabilities are not very high. Now, something I can tell you right now in weekly chart is actually very interesting, because if I see this chart without indicators, only price action, looks like Bitcoin wants to actually, it's looking bullish. It's looking like, oh yeah, to the moon here. It's looking this candle is very strong, right? But that's the problem. If I show you this pattern, you see, this one is looking bullish, right? So strong from here to the moon, and wow, 1 million, right? Very strong candle, right? Well, what happened after that? That's the problem. Oh my God, you see? That's why please be careful with when you're reading price action, because it could be dangerous if you don't know or you don't have enough experience reading price action. So that's why what we need to understand here is very simple. Right now, today, Bitcoin is looking very bullish. This candle is very strong, right? It's yellow in my case, super big, nice. The question is it bullish? Not yet. We have around 3 or 4 days to actually see if this candle is actually strong. Yeah. So as long as Bitcoin or this asset is not closing above this level, 118,500, exactly where I am right now in short, we need to see the weekly closing, maybe potentially around 123 this week. And yeah, from there I would say, man, well, I gotta stop it. Bitcoin to the moon, 150. The next target, 150, 200. Mm-hmm. But now, today, no, we don't have the evidence. But now, if we use the indicators, what is happening right now? The indicators, OBB is making a new low, right? Is making a new low. So this is telling me this candle here, this candle is not maybe strong enough. Yeah. So that's why just be careful here if you are very bullish. If you are bullish and you are in long position around 108, 109, congratulations. I mean, I'm very happy for you. You are making profits. Protect your entry. That's my point. Protect your entry. So one thing is actually doing Bitcoin, and is very interesting for me, is the Bitcoin maybe in November, December, it will cross the settle line here. But if at that time Bitcoin is still above $100,000, I will be very bullish. I will be very bullish. Let me tell you why. Because Bitcoin is defending very well the range. It's in sideways. Even with a bearish divergence in weekly chart, that actually is a very strong sign Bitcoin could actually pump in the future, right? But not now. Not now. So that's why be careful here, because if we study the past, right? This is trading. We have to study the past. What happened here? In 2000, actually a few months ago, if we use this tool, one moment, let me show you here. If we use this tool, for example, here, Bitcoin was kind of like this, showing this, right? Like the momentum was to the downside and Bitcoin was holding the range. Very nice, right? What happened after that? It was about to reach the zero line here and suddenly just drop, right? So that's why be careful here. Not because it's looking nice right now, that means actually it's real. Actually, as you can see, Bitcoin just dropped and tested the MA55 here, right? And when you see this test, and it took around maybe 1 month more to see some consolidation here, and after that, you see, it's forming a basement here, and actually there is that next buy opportunity here. Volatility contracted here, blue, right? This moving average is blue. Buy signal very soon. It was a buy opportunity here, okay? So right now here we have the conditions. Well, not yet, because actually first of all, Bitcoin is very far away from the MA55. Second, we saw the momentum to the downside, and ADX is negative here. Volume is trending to the downside. So be careful with this potential strong candle, because actually it could be fake. Now let's continue with another time frame, the 3-day chart. 3-day chart actually is looking very interesting. As you can see, the volume is trending to the downside. There is no bullish divergence as well. The volume is trending to the downside, so that's why we have a better divergence here in BSA OPB. That means the volume here you see is not enough. Is not enough. How is working this indicator? When you see the asset moving to one direction, if we follow the theory like the volume follow the price, you want to see higher highs forming in volume, right? And also you want to see higher highs forming in price. But when you see higher lows forming in volume and also higher highs in price, is when you have a better divergence. But this indicator is very interesting. It's calculating not just only one bar, it's calculating multiple series of bars in the past. If the average volume in the past, in maybe a few days, is below, actually is making new lows, is making higher lows, that is actually a signal to start thinking, okay, this is not, the price of the asset is not real. We could see actually a drop. So now let's continue with the monthly. In my monthly, let me show you something else. We have this shooting star here, or gravestone candle. It depends how you see it. For me, it's a shooting star, but some traders call it actually gravestone candle. I disagree. I think the gravestone candle is a little bit different, but never mind. So as you can see here, usually when you see this kind of candles, they are screaming a potential reversal. Of course, sometimes it's not true, right? So you have to be careful about this. So that's why the target is very simple. $124,000 is the last top. As long as Bitcoin is holding $108,000, 108 is actually the level right now. 107, 108. As long as Bitcoin is about there, everything should be fine to see a breakout. Yep, but well, we have to wait at least this week. Remember, if we don't see this week this breakout, Bitcoin will crash. Yeah. Now, let's continue with the USD dominance, because I want to see what is going on here. USD dominance, as you can see here, is just was still in sideways here. We have a buy signal here in weekly chart making new highs. Let me see the 1-day chart. 1-day chart, wow, is testing the MA55 here, no volume. Well, potentially we could see a breakout in the short term, because it looks like this is about to test 4.27. If that happens, of course, we could see Bitcoin pumping more, and that means I will get wrecked. So is that okay? As I said before, this is part of the game. If I get wrecked, I'm totally fine with that. Yeah, because I'm following just the rules. Now we have a sell signal here, but let me show you here the monthly. The monthly is actually very interesting because we have a new. Actually, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. We have here. Let me show you here the volume. The volume since 2023. When the bull market started in 2022, by the end of 2022, yeah, in November, I remember, the volume in USD dominance is decreasing, right? Making higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. And it's okay, because you want to see that. That means people are actually buying altcoins, Bitcoin, whatever. But now what happened? People, actually institutions, whatever you want to call it, they are selling cryptocurrencies right now. They are exiting, they are closing their positions. They are moving to stable coins, right? So why I'm telling you this? Because, well, as you can see here, this close in the monthly is the biggest hint for me to say, hey, careful here, because USD dominance is broke the March highs of 2025 and is gonna reach the highs of August 2024. So for me, this is very clear. Market makers, institutions, people with a lot of money, they are actually selling to actually cash out. Okay, so we will see a potential buy signal next month, and this is a beautiful consolidation with low volatility, and this is like this. Okay, there is no other direction for me. This is just consolidation, beautiful consolidation, and you will see a breakout very strong, maybe in the following year, around 8%. So of course, if we see that, we will see a very strong bear market. Okay, now let's continue with some altcoins. Maybe you're interested. Let me see Ethereum. Ethereum in 1-day chart. Let me show you here. This was a textbook entry right now. This is just in sideways testing resistance, right? This is all, of course, resistance. All of this is resistance, same as Bitcoin. If you see Ethereum or any altcoin using sideways resistance this week, you will see a massive rejection, and I will be happy because I'm short. I am in short right now. I am in short. I have to be honest. I am in short right now. Okay, so remember, I short resistance, I open longs in support. It's not difficult, right? It's actually quite easy. If you follow the rules, of course, right? So right now, no volume in 1-day chart for Ethereum. Looking for a potentially, not today, maybe in a few days, a potential rejection if this resistance is strong enough. Now let's continue with Solana. Solana is doing the same thing. Yeah, buy signal here, looking for maybe more, 240. That is the target. XRP is looking just in sideways. The resistance is almost there. It's around $3. Let me see BNB. BNB, very bullish. I really like this volume. It's the only altcoin I am bullish. It's the only one. I am very bullish. I mean, I am bullish enough to actually trade this even ignoring Bitcoin, at least for now. Let's talk about, for example, Hype, some buy signal here, low volatility, looking for 54 again. Let's see if we have more. I think that's all. Cardano, same thing. As you can see, it's in sideways, right? There is no trend right now. I think now altcoins are waiting for Bitcoin, a breakout, but as I said before, I am in short. Looking for a potential pullback, or I will be potentially stopped. I will get stopped here. Let me show you my position again. My position is exactly here, $118,000, 600. That is my position, and my stop loss is around $121,000 around here. Yeah, around here. No, 1.50 here. $120,500. That's my position. Looking for again another test to $110,000 because this is not a trending market. This is a sideways market. Okay. It could be, we could see a breakup, yeah, but not today, at least not now. If we see a breakout, that means I will be stop it, and it's fine. I am okay with that. Now let's continue with the stock market. Today is Wednesday here, so 3 times per week we talk about the stock market. Okay, now let me show you here. Let me show you here in the stock market. First of all, I am very bullish. Still, I am very bullish. I know it sounds weird, but I am very bullish in Adobe. Adobe is one of the assets actually I'm holding right now, and we have a bullish variance right now here in Curve, as you can see here, and we have a bullish variance in OBB because the volatility is very low. We have to wait, right? Months, potentially, maybe 1 month or 2, who knows? I am very bullish, looking for actually 500 around there. Potentially, yeah. Now also, Adobe is about to fire a monthly buy signal. Where potentially we could have no. The only concern I have about Adobe is the volume is decreasing so bad, but that's why we are using BSA OBB. If you pay attention, candles, there is no actually move. I can tell you right now, this move, at least from this area, is fake. There is no volume supporting this drop. Okay, so that's why I am bullish here, looking for actually a potential bounce. Historically speaking, every time when Adobe is testing the ME55 and ME100 is actually a buy opportunity, right? So I'm looking for this. I know Adobe right now in the news, oh my god, Figma is gonna defeat Adobe, right? I don't care. I just show me the charts and I will tell you the news. And Adobe is in a massive uptrend since forever and ever, I think. You see? This is uptrend, right? I cannot be bearish here. It's bullish. Okay, now the next one is Nvidia. Nvidia making new all-time highs as usual, right? As usual, I have some concerns about Nvidia. Looking for a potential pullback in the long term for actually next year. I am looking for actually a potential pullback for all the market. Let's talk about the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq making all-time highs, better variance. No, there is no better variance, so I think it's healthy. It's still healthy. I think we have the rest of the year to enjoy our profits in the stock market. Let's talk about the SP 500. What is SP 500? Yep. The SP 500 new all-time highs. No evidence like actually this thing is gonna stop for now. Dixie, the dollar. Let's see the dollar. I am bullish here. I am bullish here because not the weekly chart. Actually, I'm bullish in the monthly. In the monthly, this thing is gonna fire potentially in the following months a buy signal, right? So from here, I am bullish. I am bullish here. You see, every time when it says in the ME55, we'll see a reaction, right? It's a reaction. So that's why I'm bullish here again. Even if we don't have the move right now, that's my job. I need to kind of not predict based on probabilities. I have to project the price. So Oracle, let me show you here. Yeah. Sorry if I said your name, but and I don't know how to say your name. Sorry, Manic. Yeah, you are right. Actually, I was reading the news. Now Figma and Canva is killing Adobe, whatever. But as I said before, like I don't follow the news. For example, as it's an example, right? Apple, in my personal opinion, right, is just doing since maybe 5, 10, 8 years ago creepy phones, just changing the camera, but not because of that. Yeah, it's crashing. Actually, it's very bullish. You see. I mean, that is a big, a real proof. Like what I'm telling you is, even if we know Apple maybe is not doing good phones anymore, at least like before, at least in my opinion, it's still very bullish. That's why I don't care if they are not in the news, they are not doing well. Just show me the charts and I will tell you the news, right? This is very bullish, and that's something I was expecting. Remember, here is actually this is the TA I did a long time ago in weekly chart. Let me show you here. You see, we have a buy signal here, textbook entry, my seasonal trading, right? And as you can see here, is bullish. I know Apple, the phones are shit, at least in my opinion, if we compare with the previous. They lost innovation, right? Steve Jobs gone, innovation, at least in my opinion, just is gone. But that doesn't mean they are doing bad. Actually, no. As you can see, the chart is your friend and the trend is your friend as well. So that's why I don't follow the news. I don't care the news. I give a shit about news, right? For me, it's just noise. Okay, it's just noise. Remember, I am just technical trader. If for you following news is working, maybe your friend is Elon Musk and he's telling you what to buy. Nice. But in my case, he's not my friend. So that's why I have to build a system of trading based on probabilities to try to understand what market makers are doing. Yeah, that is the thing. Okay. So now let's continue with the other example, Baba, for example, right? Alibaba. Remember what happened with Alibaba? Oh, Alibaba! Wow, my God, this millionaire. I cannot remember his name. This Chinese guy, right? Oh my God! Oh, it's so bad. Alibaba is gonna disappear. Alibaba was the Amazon of China, and now, yeah, keep saying that shit. Seriously. And here, a very strong, beautiful, wonderful bullish divergence, right? Here, bullish divergence here, right? We have this beautiful bullish divergence here with low volatility, textbook entry. You see? Here, buy signal here, and from here, I bought at 74, right? And I sold at 128, 125, and 74%. I don't know. You say Alibaba is bad, right? China is terrible. But the chart is telling me this thing is very strong and is bullish. You see? And actually, you are right, my friend. Let's talk about UPS because I agree with you. I agree with you. I love when I see a chart like this crashing like this. 60% crash. 65% crash. I love this kind of charts. Yeah. I don't buy green candles. I buy this. And why? Because UPS is testing the strongest support since the 2000s. Here, you see, it's about to test this support between 75 to 70. For me, this is very bullish, a very nice opportunity to enter. I posted this chart a few days ago in the investor channel, only for private investors. Of course, I will explain with more details when to enter, when to enter exactly, and my positions there. If you're interested, you can join to my Patreon. You can access to my investing channel as well. Also, you want to learn my system of trading, you can also check the details of this video and check my website. All the information is there. Yep. And also you can join to my Discord and talk with all the traders. We are a small community, but we are serious. I mean, we are actually trading, not just sharing meme coins. Okay, now let's continue with Intel. Intel, as you can see here, my target hit, MA55 here, no thank you. There is no entry here, no thank you. Here is the time to exit, at least in my case. We have in the monthly buy signal, the monthly is very nice. Weekly chart is very good. Buy signal was here around in June. And now it's time to actually taking profits, at least in my opinion, right? You can say, but the volume is very, 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 very good. Yes, it is. But if you want to hold this thing, you protect your entry, right? If you are hoping Intel is going to recover whatever to the moon, it's up to you. But in my case, I follow a seasonal trading. So bounce, ME55 to keep falling. Bounce, ME55 to keep falling. That's all. That's all is the thing I'm doing. Okay, now let's continue with Meta. Meta, as you can see here, let me show you the weekly chart. Weekly chart, as expected, we have a pullback, Don't get me wrong. This is a buy opportunity for me. Follow the trend. The trend is your friend until the end. So the next area is 635, 600. For me, that is area to buy. And also, I think that's all. I think, oh yeah, this one. A strategy, right? Whatever. Yeah, because, you know, people buy this thing instead of Bitcoin. Well, crazy, right? But never mind. So let's talk about this thing. Weekly chart, bullish. It's looking bullish. I have to be honest with you. It's looking bullish. Yeah. Weekly chart is about to fire a buy signal. As long as it's above the MI55, I am bullish here. Let me see the monthly. Monthly. Okay, this is, well, let me rephrase this. I am bullish in weekly chart. I mean, the following 3 months, only 3 months, but overall, all the year, next year, I am looking for a major crash, all the way down to the MI55, 160. Yeah, because we have a textbook sell signal in the monthly basis. Here, we have a monthly sell signal with ADX negative. Game over for me, at least 2026, I think. Okay, guys, I think let me check. Okay, Simon, thank you for joining. Let me check your thank you. Always beautiful insights. Thank you so much, Simon. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your comments. Okay, let me check your symbol. Leonardo. Okay, Leonardo. This one, I guess, right? Oh, okay. Let me see. Okay. As you can see here, it's very bullish. There is no entry in the monthly. There is no entry, please. No shorts. No shorts. Volume is beautiful here. Look at this beauty. My God. This is actually the example when the volume and the price be your friends. You see? They are tomodachis in Japanese. Volume is very healthy, trending to the upside. Price is trending to the upside. Momentum is to the upside. No shorts, please. Don't short this thing. Actually, just hold. Not financial advice, but please hold. Okay. Now, in weekly chart, of course, we have some concerns. We have a better divergence here, as you can see here, forming. We have a better divergence here, right? So we have to be careful here. If you want to actually open a short position, I don't think so, but a potential taking profits opportunity is actually much better. Yeah, if you see this signal here, wait for that. Maybe it's going to be higher, a little bit higher. And here, when you see the sell signal here with this beautiful better divergence, is the moment to start taking profits. Okay, at least in my opinion. I am not a financial advisor. You can do whatever you want. I am just sharing my experience in the market. Okay, that's all. Okay, now let's continue. I play ping pong with. Yeah, you're right. Actually, you're correct. I am playing ping pong with Bitcoin. Right now, I started playing Bitcoin, ping pong with Bitcoin this month. Let's see if actually I'm right again. Okay, guys, I think that's all. That's all for today. Okay. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow, same time.